I don't even know how to work this thing as far as like waiting for a guest. Waiting for a guest? How long do I have to wait for a guest? Well, I guess I gotta make an appointment, right? Somebody gotta make an appointment and put you on the list. Anyway, I'm just chilling, relaxing. I was just thinking, like, what the hell is wrong with people in this world? That's what I really do be thinking. You know, and people's like, oh, it's in the water. It's all in the water. Yeah, it's in the water. It's in the water. It's in the food. It's in the air. I mean, like, people are so relaxed. They're so relaxed in the subway system that they open the train windows to get a little bit of air. There's nothing but dust, rat dust out there. It's like blowing all in the train. They're like, that's how much they used to ride in the subway. Like, there was a time when you only opened the windows when you were overground. Now, when they're underground, they'll open the window. Feel the cool breeze. They don't even smell the rats anymore. It's just dust blowing everywhere. Man, I was gonna like this like I'm talking about something really important. No, I'm just relaxing because I don't know. It's been kind of stressful lately. A lot of people been running around here like really just acting like demons. Like even right now, I'm sitting here getting a little breeze with my little tiny crack of window. I know there's like, you know, 85% chance there's some heifer sitting in her window listening. Cause I turn the TV down. Let me turn the TV down. Type of energy. Really, I'm telling you. But I'm just like trying sitting over here at the natural light and everything. You see how it is. This place they don't even have no ceiling lights. You have to put them in yourself or something. I have all these pillar lights, pillars or whatever you could call them. Anyway, it's morning and I'm just like trying to vibe, trying to relax, getting ready for the day. It's Friday. Happy Friday, everybody. I know I'm mad crazy right now, but you know what's funny? Let me tell you what happened to me the other day because this I just couldn't believe this. I went to this office where I never seemed to have any problems except for the customer service and the front desk. I went to this office. They buzzed me in one door, and then when it was time for me to go through the second door, they didn't buzz me in. They just started laughing. And then one of them got up and ran away. So I'm like, they didn't explain anything to me. It's just all of a sudden, poof, I'm in a glass case. What am I, fucking Superman? Little girl. Knock, 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 knock. And she just sat there giggling. Like, then, what is it? Like, one of the employees come to the door. Somebody I know, and they like, all of a sudden they talking to me like, oh, a little bit too fresh for me. Like, if they try and check my temperature. Beach, my temperature was fine when I arrived. I wasn't aware I was going to be like buzzed into one part and then and they never do that. Usually they buzz you in both doors and you just go right through. But they gonna buzz me in one part and then leave me in another part and it's like, oh, what the hell are you doing? Like, I almost turned around. Like, I don't get it. What childish games are you playing? And it wasn't like the first time they played childish games with me. It was times that I went there and I went to the wrong office and they thought it was so funny that they just burst out laughing. And I'm like, look, it's really not that funny. What are you laughing at? And it's like, you gotta talk to me like that. What are you talking to me like that? Now turn around. They do this. You already know what they do. So don't roll your eyes at me. Don't roll your eyes behind my back neither. Okay? And look at me when I'm talking to you. I'm looking at you. Why are you looking over there? I'm looking at you. We're having a conversation. It freaks them out. But this is acceptable. What mental illness is this? What mental illness is it that you people decide they just don't have any manners? And right beside her is a grown woman, you know, that's influencing that behavior. They both should be ashamed of themselves. And at the end of the day, I was going to say it's childish behavior, but I really think it's discrimination and possibly racism. Because it's like it's just them. Everybody else seems to be fine. But all it's certain people, okay? Certain people. And mind you, I'm in LeBron, the Bronx. Okay. To be clear, I'm in the Bronx. But there are still certain people, out here. Well, and then, like, I hate to categorize people, but yeah, like, it's always like these Spanish chicks getting extra spicy. Oh, and sometimes they'll talk about me in Spanish too, as well. I like to listen. I listen to the lies, listen to bull crap, whatever. I'm not fluent. I don't. I understand everything, mostly everything I can. Like like if it's not a song, you know what I mean, a conversation. I like some fast song or whatever. But at the end of the day, what does it even matter? You know what I'm saying? I'm more of a we're all one people type of person. But to categorize where, let's not act like we don't see what we do see when we see stuff. When we're treated a certain way in certain places, let's not act like we don't see that we're treated a certain way in certain places. Because people label me in certain places, they'll label me. They'll put me in different categories and they don't even know who I am. You know? One day you might see me in Africa, next day you might see me in the Dominican Republic. You don't know who I am or where I come from. I don't know you or where you come from. And in this day and age, I think that's good enough. Let's just have a level of respect. Okay? And when I go to an office, I expect to see respect. But what I've noticed is that people that have an office in the Bronx are not like people that have an office in Brooklyn, Queens, or Manhattan. They seem to respect their office a little more in Manhattan and Brooklyn and Queens. And in the Bronx, they seem to act like little ghetto children. They act like apes. Necro, like I don't know who you think you're talking to. Okay, I got my lunch. Like, what is wrong with you, little girl? And grown women that act like that too. They be having a sassy attitude. And you know what's crazy? The most times that I see that it's like that is when they work with the public. And when you work with the public, what are you doing? You're providing a service. Look at that. A servant. An arrogant servant. Doesn't make any sense, does it? But that's what we have. A lot of people who work in the business of service, okay? And they don't provide a service. They act bougie. You're supposed to be a service provider. You're supposed to make people happy. But instead, you piss people off. And what does the city do? What does the government do? What do they do? Ignore it. Emotional damage. And we're all supposed to cater to the new ways of life. No, that's not how it goes. A lot of these people that have jobs now should be fired for their manners. They have no manners, no etiquette. They act like animals. The behavior that they're consistently showing to customers will influence the customers to have a reaction, which puts all of us in a difficult position. So it doesn't make any sense because you don't want the customer to go crazy, do you? Why are you picking on your customers? You pick on one, then you pick on another, then you favor one, and then you another. Sleeping with clients, you know? The things that people do when they're supposed to be providing customer service. But you don't treat customers like you don't treat them like they deserve a service. You just give people the bare minimum. That's what happens. They give people the bare minimum. And I'm just saying, because that's what happened to me. So I'm walking in the doors. They left me in between the two glass doors. So I'm knocking, boop, 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 boop. And then the guy come out. He's like, "Oh, they said that they didn't want you to come over here." And I'm like, "Well, that sounds like a personal internal issue. I'm not here to train anybody. Okay? I'm here to do what I'm doing." "Yeah, but they felt away. Did you do something to them?" "No." They buzzed me in one door, giggled, and then that was it. He's like, "Well, don't say anything to them." I'm like, "I really don't want to say anything to them. I would prefer never to have to speak to them again." You know? Two discriminatory, racist beaches working in the office, working in social services, whatever you want to call it, where they're supposed to be helping people, but they're the customer service. I went to the other office. I went to the other office around the corner. And I don't even go there anymore because they got this big block-headed black man looking like a big giant ape. He's like 6'4" and he's angry. Oh, he's mad at women. And I'm the one he's gonna pick on. And he talks like this. And then they have their customer service representative over there in that office. Mind you, this is a nonprofit organization. They're helping criminals stop. They're stopping criminals from committing more crimes. I hope none of them go missing because they act like they want to. That's how they act. They pick and choose who they scared of, who they gonna play with, who they're not gonna play with. They love a drug dealer. I'm gonna tell you that. They do. They love a good drug dealer. Help him get his associate's degree. Like he's gonna do anything with it. Beach, get serious. Anyway. Anyway, bro. I'm like, I go to that office and the receptionist was her cell phone, walking around like a supermodel with her hair in the flat, not a regular washing set like that. She had the flat like that, and she's wearing this brown beige outfit, and her face is like she didn't give a fuck. And then she's like on her cell phone, and I'm standing in line to sign a paper because you have to sign in your name and show ID and stuff like that when you walk in. And she comes in between the line and says, "Excuse me." And I just did not move. Like, who the. First of all, I'm exhausted. It's hot outside. It was 90. It felt like 90 degrees outside. I remember maybe it was 90. And she's like, "Excuse me." And I was like, just looking like, that must work somewhere. And then she pushed me. Okay? So I waited till she got off the phone. I told her, you know, when you were on the phone and you said "excuse me" and I simply didn't move out your way, that gave you no right to push me. That was aggressive and inappropriate, and I have enough manners to wait till you get off the phone to say that to you. And she was so mad, eye rolling and everything. I'm telling you, these little kids don't belong in no office. I don't know why they put all these. Y'all all look like a bunch of idiots, and it don't be everywhere. I swear, these same people probably got manners when they go downtown, but when they over here, everybody's a beach, and it's a F this and a F that, and oh cock that, and a cook this, whatever, thotty this, whatever. Oh, you know what I'm saying? Tatiana, bust it down, all of that. Eye rolling, neck twirling, chewing gum like that, eating food, licking your finger, oh, 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 act like a bunch of fools. And you think like I relate to it. Nah, I don't relate to it because I never was allowed to do any of that damn stuff. Somebody would have popped me on the back of my neck if I put my dang elbows on the table. So I really don't know what it is all about. But if it makes y'all feel like one, great. But I think it's disgusting. I think it's really disgusting. And also, I think it's nasty when people stand beside their coworkers when they don't know what their coworkers do. That's how you get your company end up getting sued. You end up getting sued. You end up being in violation of a lot of things. You end up being investigated for other things that don't even have nothing to do with nobody. You just was bothering Karen, and Karen Karenized. And you were caramelized, or whatever you want to call it, to a crisp. Yeah, like caramel. Burnt caramel down to the crisp. That's what can happen to you. That's what can happen. So you can act like you scared for your life, but at the end of the day, this is what I always tell people, and this is why people get scared. But don't be scared when I'm walking in your office. I deserve it. I could do your job better than you could do your job. I talk to people better than you talk to people. I understand communication better than you, and I'm more educated than you. I'm from a different generation. We talk on the phone different. We don't just say, yeah, what's up? We don't say that. You know? I don't even care if you say, let me think. What's the name of this? Adjustable. We'll act like the company's called Adjustable. We don't be like, hey, hello, thank you for calling Adjustable. We don't do that. We're adults. We say, hello, good afternoon, and thank you for calling Adjustable. How can we help you today? You know, it's a way that you do things. You just weren't raised like that. You don't have no manners, no etiquette. That's why people say you act like an ape. That's why people say you act like a monkey. That's why you work in the Bronx office. You can't work in the Manhattan office. You can't work in Queens. Not like that. You're just good enough to get by. And if that's good for you, great. I don't care how many sheets of paper you have. You can't buy morals and values. You know that? Your mama gave you that trash way. Your mama raised you to buzz people in one door and not buzz them into the other, and then giggle and think it was funny. You had a whole intercom system. You didn't even have to let me in that one. I worked in security, so I know how things supposed to go. There's a protocol. You understand? But I'm not there to train nobody. I keep walking into these offices around the city, and I'm noticing the Bronx. If we was giving grades for office functionality in New York City, the Bronx would fail. It's filled with a bunch of little kids. I was talking to a therapist, and she did not know big words. She cried. And then I got a call that she didn't want to work with me anymore. I didn't mean to make you cry. I'm just older than you, baby. You talking to a grown person and you trying to sound sophisticated, but you only use little words. And you got a degree and you're trying to tell me something about life. You're going to have to learn a little bit more before you can walk around tell me what to do in these big shoes of mine. I'm 44 years old. They gave me a therapist. I think she said she was 28. She got her degree when she was 26. I'm like, okay, whatever. And then, oh man, I'm talking about a little bit of everything, man. Man, I was talking about the little beast downstairs. Got this big fat animal getting ready to get bear sprayed. You know what I'm saying? On live. And I'm talking about, yeah, a whole big fat giant beast, an animal running around here waiting for ACS to be knocking on everybody's dang door because she want to act like an animal. Whoever sent her gonna make a whole explode over this whole area. Cause I'ma go off. I will go off. All right. I will go off. Anyway, and I'm talking about how when I'm walking in these offices right now, we're talking about in the office. There's a bunch of little kids in the office. Okay? Little kids, man. They don't belong in the office. What are they doing in there? This guy, he was like, I made a new design for the certifications. And it was like, oh wow, let me see. And this old biddy that never even used the internet before. You know, it skipped over her generation. She that old. You know what I'm saying? She looks at the certification. He put stickers all over it. Basically. But he did it on Microsoft PowerPoint. And it's like, little stickers, like a little book, a little owl, a little chicken. I'm like, yo, what the fuck is this? What the? And she's like, wow, that's amazing. Make 100 of them. I'm like, oh my gosh. What the? I'm like, am I that old? I think I saw a Nike check on one of his certification. I'm like, what the hell? He's getting his he's getting his certification, but I guess for whatever category they wanted to make it spicy and geared towards young people. Well, us grown people out here too, man. We out here too, and we can know how to read, and I don't mean we know how to read like audio books or we know how to skim something on a computer. We know how to read paper. These kids out here, they don't know how to read paper. It's like, it's going to take so long. Like, no, it's not going to take that long. You can just read it. They read like this. Alaba twist was the sex. But then when they typing, you don't see that, do you? Well, when they speak, I hear it. I hear it. You can hear they haven't been taught well. They don't speak well. You see how I speak? And mind you, I can speak different ways. All right? I can also write in script. I hate to brag, but I can write in script. I also took a calligraphy class and graffiti. It was in the 90s. Come on now. These kids are so far behind. They're talking about they bored and they got to jump on top of the subway. Where's the graffiti? I want to see some more graffiti. I'd rather see more graffiti. I'd rather, you know? More people learn how to do hair. More graffiti artists. You know, you might get approved to do a mural. Should be doing murals out here. They used to have a program. Oh, they took all the programs away. Surprise, surprise. Why? Oh, because they want to program everybody. But we all know that, right? Did we forget? Did we forget that everybody is broken? Did we forget that everybody is broken? And that was the goal? The goal was to make sure that everybody was broken. So, when we finally decide to unify, there'll be nothing to unify. Because we're all broken apart. Broken people can't really do anything, can they? That's the plan. So, you have to be unbreakable. That's always been my goal. To stay unbreakable. Or at least imagine and try to feel that way. You know, always overcome. As they say, we shall overcome. So, I just really don't like going in the office and seeing people acting like animals. But at the same time, I don't like walking outside and seeing that either. Man, the story about this lady, she was in the park. It's always like that. You're just like relaxing somewhere and you can't relax. But we try to understand. I'm trying to understand this. Where's the visibility? Because it's like people act like they're doing their job, but they really not doing their job. They act like they're doing a job, but they're really not doing their job. They're not doing anything. There's people that sit in the office and don't do shit. You have a lot of free time. You know, you should be doing something with your free time that correlates with your job. Like, you take that free time and you just don't do shit. You don't explore anything. You don't think about anything. Then people, they go outside, right? They in their neighborhood. Oh, I love my neighborhood so much. But they don't do shit in the neighborhood. Neighborhood don't have no block parties. Y'all don't even plant no gardens. Y'all don't even plan events for the kids. And when somebody actually thinks of doing that, y'all act real stinking nasty about it. You don't do anything. You get real territorial about it. But then you don't really do anything. Then what you do, it'd be a little weird. So it's like a 50-50. That's why there's unity in community, right? But a lot of people don't really understand that. That's why the community be broken. And like you know, when you cut the ties, you lose the bridge. And one thing I noticed in a lot of communities is they have like a really good bridge with the police department, the fire department, the social services, the community center. When you build bridges with these areas, then you could start like doing a little more. But a lot of times what people do is they're a little more self-centered, so they gear it towards their personal interests. You know what I mean? That's why, like, say if it was a block, there's a block party, but only 2 buildings know about it, but it's 15 buildings on the block, or you know what I mean? It's because mathematically, this is more like when I go to events, I'm seeing people. It's like it's block parties they be 5-6 blocks long. Sometimes 2 blocks, and 2 blocks more. See people from all the way on the other side. Because exposure and the proper venue, like they got the proper things going on. But look, this is what happened. Ain't no sexy reds planning no block parties like that. The mamas from back in the day, they would make their request in April. Sorry guys, I'm saying this in May. Is it May? Anyway, you make their request in April. And they have all of the documentation properly put. But, that's when people be working together and stuff like that. Then you have things going on. And you gotta be weird. But people are generally weird because even when they do like have things going on and it's like activities and they got popcorn and candy, there's still demon energy in the air. Still demonic energy in the air. So, and what are you supposed to do with that? People still like if you even in the Bronx, if you smile, pisses people off. Cause like, fuck is you smiling for? Why are you smiling? Always smiling. You laughing at me? Something funny? Cause they miserable. I'm telling you, people be miserable, bro. They like wondering, oh, you smiling? What you smiling at? What's so funny? Or, ooh, let me see. Oh, it's probably got something going on. Let me piss this person off. Let me ruin their day, because my day is ruined. That type of energy. That's why I tell you, I don't know why they take art out of school. But it calmed a lot of people down. I'll tell you that much. Art was my focus, seriously. And also psychology, it should just be in there. It should be in there. It should be a part of school. Kids should understand psychology and human behavior. They need to understand that. Because living in New York City, ain't nothing but crazy people out here. And you gotta know how diabolical it is. You don't know when a person is crazy. You don't know when they about to just go off. You don't know when they had enough. But when you know about human behavior and stuff like that, you will notice certain tics and stuff. I mean, at the end of the day, you can use it to your advantage if you wanted to. But, I'm not like into pressing people's buttons or anything. I always tell people I'm more of the type of person, I would rather just be left alone because I don't have time for it. To be sitting around dealing with people's emotions. That's how it feels. It feels like I'm in a daycare. That's how it feels. It feels like I'm in a daycare, sitting around dealing with everybody's personal problems and emotions. And they want to tell me about it too. They want me to feel it. They want me to feel it so much, they probably will bring up my own pain to say, oh, remember how you felt? That's how I feel about this, about my chips. Well, damn it, that ain't got that, man. Me having to get my car fixed is not the same as you crying about some chips. Leave me alone. You didn't even know those chips. How you going to compare? I had this car for 15 years, and you going to compare it to a bag of chips you lost 15 minutes ago? That's the type of stuff people do. They want to compare. They want to match. Like, if you tell them something, oh, that happened to me too. What we going to do? Hold hands? After we said, I was on a roller coaster and it was scary. Oh, I was on a roller coaster too. Oh, Well, that was last year. Today's my freaking story. So move aside. You know what I'm saying? That's how it always end up. It's too much like it's emotions, 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 emotions. And usually I see it's mostly like women that get like so emotional, you know? So like I try to steer clear of all that. You know, the conversation with women is always a conversation with a woman is always about, oh, what you got? Well, what I got? What you got? What I got? And like, bitch, I'm not trying to compete with you. The conversation looks like a competition. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You want to talk about they would like to talk about the man and everything. And like every bit and piece, the size of his toe. But my man is 6 feet tall. Oh, my man is 7. My man is 7 feet tall. Okay. Okay. It wasn't the point of the conversation. I was just saying he hit his head. You making it all of this. What else you want me to know about him? He do construction? Well, he's a scientist. What else? I didn't even ask you. You know, it gets real personal. They want to get so personal. Conversation. Then they want to give you some advice. Let me tell you something. Oh, let me tell you. You got to do him like this. You got to do him like that. Then you got to drag him. You got to drag him for like 3 weeks. Right? And right when he had enough, that's when you call him. And you be like, hello. I'm telling you. And then you will be sitting there alone, just like this beach. And you be like, I thought you had a man. Oh no, I ain't have no man. Oh man. I'm bisexual. You be like, oh man, bruh, you don't get out my face. You know what I'm saying? So I always like over time, like I always just usually just hang out with dudes and stuff like that. Or like it's just coincidentally, because at the end of the day, I do try to hang out with the ladies, you know. But sometimes, you know, you just talk too much. And like if anybody's gonna be talking, it's gonna be me. I don't wanna hear that rambling on and on and on. You must be out your mind. Go get you a YouTube channel or something. Man, some people, right? Because seriously, it's all about me. Anyway, nah, I just be chilling. I'm low key type person too. I don't even have a lot to say. I what's known between two people don't really need to be said. And when you know somebody long enough, you really should not have to talk so dang much. I mean, like, is it just me? Like, if I know you long enough, I shouldn't have to keep talking to you. Like, at some point, mm, be quiet. Take a break. Like if you knew somebody for a million years, like come on, you already know they like their jello slice a certain way. Bruh, that's it. I should not have to ask. What is there something different going on today? I don't think so. Bruh. And so it's really like say less and do more. Like when I'm hanging out with my friends and it's just so happened that, you know, whatever, if they're a boy or a girl, whatever, it doesn't matter. As long as they have manners and respect. You know, a lot of people don't have that. And you lucky if you even find anything like that. Just looking for something like that can put you in danger. But I just be outside. You know what I'm saying? This ain't no inside thing. That like inside life, going to people's house and sitting on people's bed and shit like man, that's for junior high school. That's for junior high school, sitting on somebody's bed. I don't want to sit on your bed. I don't know you. Okay? You let me know you when you come outside. Oh, well, too bad we can't watch a movie. Let's go outside. Let's go watch the people walk by. You always like, come on, man. It's got to be an outside vibe, outside thing. That's how you got to see who people really are. Don't wait, man. And I like that's how I get to know people, type of people they are. And then on top of that, I still ain't going in. When we friends, I still ain't going in there. Shoot, must been friends for years. I still ain't going in the crib. I don't trust no. What did Drake dad say? Don't ever go in no man crib. Don't sit on this man. Watch TV. The fuck I don't want to watch no TV. I don't even watch TV now like that. It's crazy. But people be falling for this. No, I remember like when I was dating and stuff, people be like, "Oh, you want to come to my house watch Netflix?" And I'm like, "Oh, I got Netflix." They be like, "I got all the movies." I was like, "Oh, send me some links. I want to watch them someday." It's like we can watch them right now. I'm like, "No, I don't want to watch it right now." What you want to watch? You know what I'm saying? You be like, "Oh, I want to watch a movie that just came out." They be like, "I got that too." I'm like, "Well, I'm gonna watch it in the theater first." Okay. At the end of the day, people be basic. I got a projector. Who's got a projector? I got a projector. So what? So what? You got a projector. You got a sheet on the wall. Shut up. Damn. It's an experience. Going to the movies is an experience. You know what I'm saying? And if you're so cheap that you can't afford to take a lady to the movies, why don't you get the dang membership already? $7. A ticket when you get the membership or whatever with some of these movie theater things. If you're out dating, you could just, and I always say going to the movies is not a date. You can't talk to the person. You got to be quiet. It's dark. It's a trap. A guy will take a chick on 3 movie dates and be like, "So, what do you say?" And she'd be like, "Oh, I think I'm in love." It's like, bitch, you did not even get to know him. He sat in the dark watching you watching the movie. The hell out of here. Trust and believe. They actually do believe that. They will look, they're gonna count down to the end of time. Like they like I tell a guy, look, I can't go on no more than 3 dates. After the 3rd date, if I don't call you back, don't call me back. Okay? Okay. That's the most I could give you. 3 dates. Okay? By the 3rd date, man, sometimes only 2. When I act funny, 2nd date, that's it. Don't ever speak to me no more. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I had some crazy dates. I went on a date with this guy, right? First date, it was great. We went to go see a movie. It wasn't like an expensive theater or anything. Seen an early show. It was one of them theaters. I think it was like $5 a ticket, $7 ticket thing. But it wasn't like you needed a membership. It was just like early shows on Wednesdays or something like that. I think over like in Parkchester or something like that. Whatever. Then the date was fine, right? Then the next day we go on. We go. He said he's going to take me out to dinner. No, not yeah, it was dinner. So we go for a walk or whatever in the park. This is when I was younger. Nowadays, you can't take me to the park. I will flip the hell out. I'm not a dog. Go walk your dog in the park. But he took me for a walk in the park. We chill, we smoking, laughing, and everything. Then we go out to dinner. Guess where he took me? Burger King. I'm like, okay, whatever. Then he called me. He wanted to go on a 3rd date. I was like, no, I don't want to go nowhere. He was like, why? I was like, I don't want no more Burger King. He was like, well then. He was like, then I want my tape back. This is back in the day. He gave me a VHS tape to watch. He was like, it's my favorite movie. I want you to watch. I was like, fine then, come get your VHS tape. Come get your tape. All right. And so he come and get his tape. He's like, I don't want the tape. He's like, I'm pressing charges. You robbed me. I was like, what happened? I was like, we could go to the store right now. We could put the tape in the tape deck right now. Ain't nothing wrong with your tape. I didn't break your fucking tape. I was like, you want $8? You want $8? He's like, no, I'm calling the cops. You robbed me. The cops come. I'm like, this is crazy. So I'm sitting there holding the tape. Like, take the tape. Take the damn tape. He told the cops, she robbed me. He was like, or whatever he say. The cops come over and then he was like, he was like, saying, oh, that I robbed him. They said, well, what did she take? He said, well, she made me take her out to the movie theater And then we went to Burger King twice. and I want my money back. Like, what the hell? I was like, that was a $5 show. The cop was rolling. He's like, I want my money back. The cop was like, you better get out of here. He gave him the tape. He was like, you better get out of here, man. He was like, I want my money back. I'm not leaving. The cop gave him one of them. Like, he's like, you better get out of here, man. Then he came, he's like, sorry, man. I was like, thank you. I was like, yeah, I think I need order protection. I need order protection. He was like, no, we're not going to give him no order protection. We told him to leave you alone. We're going to leave you alone. Right? Now we walked my way, and then they followed him. I seen them following him. And then for the next 2 weeks, every evening, like around like 5:45 p.m., somebody would just ring my bell. He was going crazy. And I didn't want to tell nobody because I know how people get. If I tell somebody that this guy's ringing my bell every day, they gonna go see him. And I was in one of those walk-up buildings where you gotta walk up the stairs, right? So one day it was like my peoples was all in the crib chilling, and it was 5:45 on a Friday night, and we was vibing, man. Bruh. I don't know what was going on. I think we was watching a game or something, but out of nowhere, here it go. I tried to press the listen button like to make it stop. He was like, what the hell is that? I was like, oh no, that's just some guy. He's just mad because we went on a date to Burger King and worked out. He said, well, what the hell is his problem? I was like, I don't know. I tried to give him $20. I don't know what the hell's wrong. And I'm like pressing the thing. It was like, move out of my way. I was like, oh, okay. So open the door. Whew, it was crazy. And he never rang the bell again. It's like, it's never rang again. It was so funny though. And I was like, and I could think back right now, VHS tapes, man. That was back in the day. I had a Blockbuster account. I had a Blockbuster. I had 2 Blockbuster accounts, really. I didn't even know. You just change your address. That was it. Change your address. Get a whole new Blockbuster account. I had multiple Blockbusters. Not my fault Blockbuster went out of service. Come on now. I only had like a collection, little mini collection like this. You know when Blockbuster ended, if anybody was around then. If you had one VHS that say Blockbuster or a DVD say Blockbuster, you like, oh, I must cherish this. Blockbuster. There's still one Blockbuster around. Okay? So if you got those tapes, don't be scared to return it. I think it was in Akron, Ohio or something like that. Some small town in the middle of nowhere got the last single Blockbuster. Yeah, people do go there. Anyway, I'm just relaxing. I'm gonna go chill, try to vibe. But like, I'm seriously like saying, like, when you know where you at, you know how to act. And I told people because I see things, I can see things, like, your dreams aren't just your dreams, okay? Your dreams are not just dreams. It's not just a dream, okay? The world will tell you when you wake up, forget about it. But I'm telling you right now, do not forget your dreams. Write them down. That's the first thing you should do when you wake up. Write down what you remember in your dreams every day. Take note of it. Take heed. Take its warnings, signs. It's a gift. We have gifts from God. A lot of people ignore those gifts. But like that show, Heroes, we all are heroes if we stop letting people dumb us down and like focus on, being avatars, being amazing, being intuitive, having more insight, waking up. That's what the world is doing now. That's why everybody's screaming and raging over third eyes, you know? And at the end of the day, sometimes when people do that thing like that, they're extending to a third eye. Sometimes I think maybe like that's probably what they're trying to say, but I guess it depends on what powers and forces they're using to do that. Because, like they say, there's a lot of people in good places, and not all of them are good. Okay, so keep that in mind. It's like constantly, this battle is not going to be over when you reach at a higher level. You just went to a level where it seems a little bit more easier, but like people don't seem to understand the way, ancestors work, karma, energy, spirit, your soul, how it works. People seem not to understand how your aura and everything correlates with history. You can't just walk away. You can't. You're going to keep coming back. I mean, like, instead of doing that, a lot of people need to learn to focus on building. So when you reach to the top and you think you're at the top, maybe you're not at the top. Maybe you're still at the bottom and you're just looking at it in the wrong angle. Maybe you're looking at it through the wrong dimension because it's not like that at all. That's why we have to be like this. You have to flow. You keep talking about these algorithms, different rhythms, ocean waves, the way they flow. People aren't flowing correctly. You don't see the water brushing off to the sea and never returning to the ocean. Rain doesn't just drop and not return back to the clouds. And you don't do great things without having to look back. All right, people? That's just my opinion. You don't even leave here without having to return. And because of that, even if you knew that, that doesn't mean to take anything lightly. Never take time lightly. It takes time to grow. It takes time to grow. To remember who you are and who you once were. And a lot of people, they just like seem to forget about that. So they tell you, go to sleep, and you wake up, chop, 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 chop. Matter of fact, wake up to an alarm. That'll really clear your mind. Wake up to an anthem, a pledge, a program. That's what they're doing. Like, at the end of the day, that's how the world works. But I'm trying to tell people there is a different way. And that, and it's crazy that there are people in positions that can influence people and show them the way, but they want to force their ideologies on people and their ways of life to the point that they won't even help anybody that doesn't believe in Jesus. That's not how it goes. That's not that's not how the world works. Because if you know more than most, then it shouldn't matter what anyone believes. It's what you believe. Right? I mean, like, I'm wondering, like, because I'm constantly seeing people in positions of authority and positions of service and capable of doing their jobs. So I'm wondering, with all of the degrees and certificates, why are you here? Why are you here? Is it just for the paycheck? Because you have no enthusiasm and you put no effort in your work. You put no effort in your craft. There's not even an award ceremony for you guys. A lot of people, because the way you act, it really makes a difference. It's like, does anybody been to a board meeting lately? No? Committee? No? What about like when the police have their meetings, or the city? Like, come on, what, like, you have to like think about all of these different things. And then on top of that, do they even put people in position to go? Do they want you to know? No. Are there people in your area, leaders, by chance? You know? Or borough presidents or something that can influence you and let you know about these details and guide you. Maybe even, help you get the proper information on where you should be and when. There are, right? But do they say anything? No. Do they really want to help? No. They want to get paid. Each one wants to get paid. That's it. If they really wanted to make a difference and make things change, they would. They always have excuses and complications. Then they put flowers around and act like they did something. Maybe plant a tree, give out some sodas. It really doesn't fix anything. It just goes up in the air like dust. That's what it does. It just goes in the air like dust. So I just wonder. And I go to these office, like I go to an office, you think they're helping people there. And if you go there and ask people, nobody's being helped. Nobody. Nobody. They're not getting any help. They're all just being used. They're being used and then placed in subpar opportunities for only for a moment, maybe 3 months, maybe 6 months if you're lucky. It's a contract. They're playing games with everyone. Little contracts, big checks, half the pay. People don't even realize they're getting half the pay. And even when they do realize, they not realize like how much money people is making off of people. They're making a lot of money off of people, just using people, tearing them down. And I like how the youth are starting to see it today. Like they're doing jobs and they're like, whoa, I got a job at a factory or whatever, or I got a job at Amazon or something, and the pay is good, but it's not worth what I'm doing. I'm doing too much. They know that, yeah, you get played. You're gonna get played. You're gonna be doing too much. New York City is big. And for that reason, it's a world of entrepreneurs. You can do anything you want to do. Matter of fact, you could go work at a burger joint and learn how to make your own burger joint. Okay? Matter of fact, you could still be working there and using your paycheck to pay the rent for the next location. It's a little smaller than theirs, but you got your own little burger joint. You know what I'm saying? Shoot. Maybe when you go for lunch today, you go walk around and see if you see any office space. Make a few phone calls. Never know. Maybe it's something you might want to do. Try a new hobby. But look, that's like people who do stationary work. That's old school. Nowadays, most people, their business is online. Even if it's a restaurant, it's a ghost shop. And there's so many ghost shops around here. At the end of the day, I ain't gonna hold you. Before people was even like talk about ghost shop, it's been going on for many, many, many years, decades. It's been going on. It was like a need to know basis. If you knew, you knew. If you don't, you don't. You know what I'm saying? I do like, man, I could be inside the park. I could be in the park, order myself some jerk chicken, macaroni and cheese with some snapper and collard greens, all that, whatever I want, right from the park. And guarantee you, I'm going to get double what I would get if I had left the park. And it's going to come with a soda. And it's going to be quick because it's already cooked. I call, What y'all cook today? Mm. Yeah, let me get that, that, and that. What size you want? A small is a medium. A medium is a large. A large is an extra large. Can't beat that. The hell? And that was on a need to know basis. Didn't need Uber Eats delivery or none of that. Ghost what? Ghost where? Man, it was a dude and his wife was the banging cook. She cooked. She cooked anything. She know how to make cake. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, some bomb cake, rum, raisin cake, all that. Make bundt cakes, all types of stuff. Man, so it's like, well, need to know basis. But then after that, I even like when Uber was out and they didn't even they wasn't even telling nobody, I guess, at the beginning. But yeah, people have their restaurant inside their home. It'd be like a restaurant in their home. They have like a commercial oven, like going through Manhattan. Going through Manhattan, I've seen nothing but like commercial ovens in people's homes and outside of their homes. And these are like walk up apartment buildings. So like the kitchen is right when you open up the door, and the door is wide open. So they got a commercial kitchen, and then the rest of the apartment is a regular apartment. But outside their door, they have one of those metal trays. That's where they put the food at. So they cooking the food, mom and pop cooking the food, and they putting the food in a little baggie. They staple it. They put a label, a date, or address or whatever, and they just put it in the brown bags and they just line them up just like Chipotle do. I used to be like, this can't even be legal. So like at the end of the day, people been doing these like little restaurant things from their home for years and years and years, decades, man, nonstop, man. It's New York City. Well, I'm going to get ready because I got to get outside and get some of this sunlight. It's Friday. It's time to get lit. You know what I'm saying? Gotta freshen up everything and get out there. All right. And I hope to see you guys out there. I'm going to be on Facebook in a moment. And I'm going to let y'all know where it's going to be popping at today if you're interested in going out and enjoying the day, because I don't know about you, but it's kind of stressful. Like it's kind of stressful knowing how this world is and knowing everything that's coming. You know, I just really feel like we need to start enjoying the moment. Enjoy the moment and like enjoy your life, because New York City gets really hectic. All right. And I don't want to see another pandemic, another wave of disasters. I don't want to see nobody getting hurt or anything like that. I don't want to get caught up in no drama. I don't want nobody's man. I don't want nobody's wife. I don't want to speak to nobody's kids. I don't want to breathe nobody's air. And I damn sure don't want to cut nobody no checks. Okay? I just want to mind my business. Mm-hmm. And I know that a lot of people, they like have this negative energy towards me. And if you know me, you know I don't have that type of spirit in my body because I wasn't raised to act like an animal. I believe that how I act towards people really reflects on me more than it does on them, unlike other people. But at the end of the day, I just say that to say, if it comes down to it, I move like a Texas girl very quickly, because I will not let anybody touch my face, period. Okay? So I hope people can act their age and stay in lane, because I'm not here to be taming no dogs. I don't tame no dogs, and whoever sent the dog gonna get tamed just as well as the dog. We're gonna do this in a team effort, and I'm gonna flip the hell out on every single person I see. You know what I mean? Who would want that? Who would want to see Queen do that? You know what I'm saying? I don't want to do all of that. I don't. So I just try to be calm and peaceful. But yeah, I will. I will. I will move like a Scorpio at all times. I will. Definitely. Always. I will always do that. Okay? I only give us so much grace. You know? Because at the end of the day, it'd be crazy. If I start posting these beaches, right? They want to be posted. They want to be famous. But like the places I'll post them is like their kid's school website. Something like that. Go by their school, right? And be like, oh, that mother right there, this is her. Let me show you what she looked like when she outside the school. Don't bring her on school trips. Look, there she is. Her fat ass running down the street with a hot dog in her mouth, running, acting like an animal. You want to be on World Star so bad? Come on now. You want to be on World Star so bad? Mm-mm-mm. Like a monkey. That's what I think. Because they really got this, like a dark spirit, a jealous heart, like I can't mind my business type beach. You know what I mean? That's how I know they don't get down. They don't get it. That's how I know. Those be the lesbians. The ones that don't get it, they don't get it right. And then sometimes they don't get it right because they don't too many like they got like bottles that they just stuff too many things in there. It's like a cavity, It's like a cavity. Man, shoot. Some of these beaches be like a cavity. Some of these beaches, like I put like this. Some of these beaches have to cross their legs to arouse their man. That's all I'm saying. They have to cross their legs. All right? Cause it ain't there. It ain't that. Right. It's sad, but it's true. It's sad, but it's true. Could I suggest a cure for them? Yes, I can. Am I a holistic doctor? I am. Would I tell them? No, I would not. May they burn in hell. Their deformed body is a sign for men to run away. So when you see the lips hanging, not this one, pick up your chin, ladies. The ones between their legs. When you see those lips hanging, run away. She gonna got rag tagged and laid to the side like a wash rag. They'll have people thinking, oh, it's normal for lips to hang. No, it's not. And that's coming from somebody that's 44 years old. I'll be 50 soon, and my lips don't hang. Chin up, ladies. Chin up. Maybe you need to strap up. Strap something on your chin, strap something over there. I don't know what you need to do. It's old wives' tale. It's kind of like your elbows. They say don't put your elbows on the table. You're gonna end up with the marks on the marks on your elbow. They say don't kneel on your knees because you're gonna end up with the knee nails. You're gonna have the little brown spot on your knees, right? You'll scrub between your thighs. What's gonna happen? You'll scrub in between your thighs. You're gonna end up with a mark there, right? And you let somebody do like this all day long. Him, his cousin, his brother, a few plastic toys from Japan. Man, a soda bottle, a Heineken, a Corona, a candle, a stick, a broom. You let all that go in and out of there. You know what I'm saying? Oh, and then these pornos, man. Oh my God, it's disgusting. They give you this. Look at one of them old ones before people was getting surgeries. Crazy, a woman gotta get a circumcision. Damn near circumcision. You know what I'm saying? You gotta cut off her extra skin. Beach, where you get extra skin from? Where did you get the extra skin from anyway? We want to know. We want to know where'd you get the extra skin? Just like them bags in their eyes, big black circles around their eyes. It's giving nosy. Anybody with big black circles around their eyes is nosy. Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice. Go to bed. Go to bed, Beetlejuice. Your eyeballs popping out of the socket because you've been sitting around watching TV, sitting around on your phone, sitting around trying to stay up with the Joneses and everything, sitting around chasing a man around. You can't sleep. Oh, after work, you got to stay up. You got to watch him. Oh, he up, but you tired. Oh, I'm up. Oh, I'm going to stay awake. Oh, sit down. What's wrong with you? Yeah, I try to tell people, but they don't believe me. They just run around stressing themselves out. I'll never be stressed over no dude. I don't stress. Why I'm gonna stress? That's crazy. I'll never do that. People do that. Well, I say it's like this. If it was meant to be, it will be. If it wasn't, then he would not be calling me. Okay? I try to stay in my lane. A lot of these chicks, they don't know how to stay in their lane. They always try to toot their boot at somebody. And everybody's like, dang. Yeah, of course, the guy might respond to somebody going, oh, at the end of the day, isn't that a little bit thirsty? Thirsty, huh? Need some water. Need some water? You that thirsty? You need a snack. Because that's all you're going to get is a snack. You can't get the steak. You just an egg. You just an egg. You know what I'm saying? These chicks, that's why they be running around here just sampling shit all day long. Sampling. Where they be talking. You think you be seeing a girl, she look all pretty, and a guy talking to her. You're like, wow, she's so pretty. You don't know what they talking about. She over there talking about, take you around the corner, I'll suck you deep, $40. You don't know what she talking about. She's sitting there, and you just see all of that. You thinking, wow, she must have a good job, a good this. No, you have no idea what people doing to get where they going. Especially them baddies. Especially those wannabe baddies. People losing their life over trying to be a baddie right now. I don't want to be a baddie. The hell? Baddies is a TV show. Hello? People like they think like whatever they see on TV, they try to live that in real life. They watch Power, they want to act it out in real life. They watching some Real Housewives, they want to be a Real Housewife in real life. They watching baddies, they want to be a baddie in real life. They addicted to Sexy Red. They want to act like they Sexy Red in real life. And they usually they don't even notice that they're doing it at first. It just starts becoming the norm. Change the channel. You're obsessed. There's always another episode coming out just to keep you in line with the program. Keep you acting like an animal. Keep you thinking like an animal. Keep you in drama. Keep you depressed. Why are so many shows of drama and depression? Drama and depression. I just want to laugh. But apparently, laughing hurts people's feelings. Now you can't rag with nobody in the audience no more. I want to go to an old school comedy show where they point us all out and they laugh about everything. Go ahead, talk about my hair. You know what I'm saying? That's what the show's supposed to do. They'll talk about the man in the wheelchair too. I bet you he might have some clapbacks for them. That's where the audience we get to say we get to say something. Why people ruin it because they want to fight? I don't know what to say. I want to fight. Damn, you ain't got no clapback jokes? You ain't never rag on nobody? You never didn't know your mama jokes or nothing like that? Damn, sit down. You try and have some fun. People don't know how to laugh anymore. All they do is they know how to cry. We're in a time where it's all about your emotions. But how do you feel? The fuck? Telling you how I feel? That is none of your business, lady. How I feel is personal. What I said is what I said. That's it. Take it how you want to take it. And didn't feel anything. I really try not to feel nothing in this world, too. They want you to feel something. They do. That's why I act like, man, I ain't gonna hold you. Sometimes I'll act like I felt something. I ain't feel anything. Go on with the story. The hell? I ain't feeling anything. I'm like, oh. Wow, what is that? What happened? What is the end? Jeez. Taking too long. I don't even want to hear it no more. Every time somebody tell me a story and his story just add up to be nothing. You're like, well, I just can't believe what happened to me. It's like, oh my gosh, what? What happened? No, because something happened to me and it's crazy. It never ever happened to me before. What? What is it? Tell me. My appointment changed. What the fuck? All right, man. Yo, go sit down over there. What? Now you're starting to bother me. I was watching this, okay? The hell? People will tell you something strange and you be like, and what else? That's it? And bigger things that happen in this world. There's been harder struggles than that in this world. Okay? I try not to absorb too much information too. You know, that's why I really like, I don't know, I'm selective about what movies I watch. I don't want to just watch every movie or any movie because it's absorbing information and I don't want to absorb too much bullshit. Ooh, ooh. I don't want to absorb too much bullshit. Man, I just want to chill and vibe and relax. Okay? Okay. Sashay? Sashay. Okay? That's the thing about being a woman. You know, a lot of these women, they grew up and they still act like little girls. They act like little girls. So, it like even in their children's eyes, they just look like a bunch of little kids. Like their children might be more intelligent than them at this point. They can't say anything. Cause what do you know? What do you know? I know they teacher, they hero. It ain't you. That's how it be. And I ain't talking about people right here in the live. I'm talking about some of these cheeks that I be meeting. These ghetto cheeks. You know? Men validating this behavior so they out here act like animals. And women validating this goofy behavior, so these men acting all shiesty. Girl, don't be you gonna understand. It's like they don't understand too. They in the car with this dude, and he ain't getting pulled over by the cops. He getting pulled over by somebody else. That's when he's like, oh, I told you to stop doing all of this. Ah, it's too late now, right? Like, come on, what the hell? I don't like being around sneaky people, liars, rats, snakes, alligators. You know, scaly people, funky people, you know, dirty people, evil, people who talk too fast, scammers. I don't like being around none of that. And trust me, I worked in telemarketing. If I'm doing telemarketing, I'm in the business of not lying to people, really. I'm not trying to be in a position constantly lying to people over and over again. You know, the FBI might show up. The hell? You know what I'm saying? Anybody ever sold some knives? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You heard people feeling they got kids over the way and everything. They think they getting a whole lot of money. You know what I'm saying? And like it's all types of other things like even like working like in a nonprofit or working in social service or anything like that. And working in that field and not actually doing your job. You know, that doesn't make sense to me. Or better yet, being told not to do your job. You know? It's like, imagine just sitting around watching people just like using the system. Just take. Taking. Never like, then you see them kids, you be like, oh, bullshit. Could have did so much more. All right? You fool some people some of the time, but you can't fool all the people all the time. You know what I'm saying? And I don't care what you eat. Everything's a write-off. So I'm like, I just look at the way the world is, and I'm just like, you know what? All I can do is try to be the best that I can be. The best me. You know, and I hope people try to be the best of themselves, okay? Because it's enough going on in this world already. Well, I don't see the reason why people want to make it any worse. Because COVID, the pandemic, took us to the edge. It took a lot of people to the edge, and a lot of people are still there on the cliff, ready to flip out, ready to do almost anything. And that's what people don't seem to understand. You know? Because I don't know. You know, a lot of people you spent a lot of time in the crib. I don't know about you. You know what I'm saying? You spent a lot of time in the crib during COVID. You come outside and it's like you gotta recalibrate people. You gotta recalibrate. But when you recalibrate and you sense like some dark energy or whatever, and this energies are strong, you gotta really get away from all that. Gotta get away from it. Oh, I just love the way my hair is so curly. Anyway, so I'm gonna get ready. Stay lit, people. All right. Later.